Dizzy Gillespie. He was born in 1917 in Cheraw, South Carolina. Country is corn. He's jazz royalty. He played with all the greatest bands, Cab Calloway, Father Hines, Billy Eckstine's famous band. He created a new style of the music known as bebop with Charlie Parker and Monk, and there were a lot of others up in there, all great. He was a trumpeter without equal. He was a great teacher of the style. He taught all the younger musicians how to play it. He was an inventive arranger. He was part-time singer, comedian, raconteur, dancer. He was an innovating original in bringing the Cuban style to modern jazz. Even with our big band, when we first started at Jazz Lincoln Center, I had a conversation with Dizzy. I was like, man, I don't know about big bands. What about playing in a small band? He said, well, one should never consider it an achievement to lose one's orchestral music. And that hit me. And it stuck with me because he was always interested in the big band and the orchestrated sound of our music. Now we're going to play a song from 1947. The great Cuban trumpeter and arranger Mario Bauza introduced Dizzy to Chano Pozo, great conguero from Cuba. Diz and Pozo created this classic. Chano Pozo was building up the riffs, and it's in Son con Guaguancó. Now, I don't know how I'm doing my pronunciation. I'm going to get some tutelage from Bobby and Carlos later. I know that Carlos is always criticizing it, but it's okay. I'm still trying. And Dizzy wrote the bridge of this, so we have riffs that come out of the rhythmic patterns, and then the bridge is in the good old 4/4 swing. That's what Bob Appel likes. He likes when it's swing. So we're gonna make him like the song called Guaguancó. Add this palette of enjoyment. Let's see about it. This is entitled Manteca. Bobby Allende. Bobby Allende. Kenny Rampton. Victor Goins. Carlos Enriquez. Now we're going to go to a 1964 recording of Dizzy. He did it recorded for Limelight. Most of the time when we talk about what Jelly Roll Martin called the Spanish tinge, we're talking about Afro-Cuban. But Dizzy did an album entitled Jambo Caribe, and that was talking about Afro-Caribbean. This is pieces like a samba with swing on top of it. It's Gillespie's composition. It's entitled Fiesta Mojo, and it's been arranged by Mr. Marcus Printup. Marcus Printup, arrangement and trumpet. Ted Nash, flute. Carlos Enriquez, contribution on the bass. Now we'd like to turn to the music of John Coltrane. Born in 1926, September 23rd, Hamlet, North Carolina. He was an earnest man of great seriousness. He suffered the loss of his father just as he was coming into adolescence, and he poured a lot of his grief into practicing and in being serious. He went through a period of addiction. He lost jobs in Dizzy and Miles's band. Then he played with Monk, and Monk was like, "Come with me." And Monk made him practice so much, he changed from addiction to practicing his addiction. So much so that he bought a flute at one period so that he could practice the flute on the LIE in traffic. It's just true. Now we're laughing, but he embraced a form of world music that emphasized an Indian type of spirituality, an African communality, and a European direction towards the avant-garde. And of course, the blues. Almost everything that's good in jazz has got to have the blues found somewhere. It's lurking in there somewhere. Once you take that out, that's like you stop drinking water. Coltrane composed a long-form chant in immediate response to the 1963 Ku Klux Klan bombing of the 16th Street Baptist Church that killed the 4 little girls. That same year, he recorded an album entitled Live at Birdland, and the homage to this moment and the plea and the cry for sanity and soul was issued. His quartet consisted of Elvin Jones on the drums, McCoy Tyner on the piano, Jimmy Garrison on the bass, and they changed the sound of jazz, changed the way jazz was played. Elvin would come check us out all the time. He played many times with us. He would come to concerts. We'd sit up all night in his house, talk about the music and about Trane. And many a night in his home, he would move us to tears. Ali and I took Ali over there. He's from Detroit too. So just Elvin was breaking down so much stuff to us. He didn't start talking till 1 in the morning. So it took till like 2 or 3 before it started to get good. Keiko didn't let him drink, so you had to sneak some type of spiritual substance in there. And he would look and you would slide it under the table. And this piece is, I arranged this, but it is to feature a man that's so central and key to our band and our sound, and his seriousness and soul and the feeling he brings to this music is he's so for real. Please welcome Mr. Joe Temperley. Joe Temperley. Joseph Temperley. Joe Temperley, ladies and gentlemen. In May of 1961, Trane recorded this next piece. It's an improvisation on a typical type of flamenco chord progression, except this is in the key of B. And it's not a familiar key to many, including some on that album. This piece was probably inspired by the work that the great Miles Davis was doing in that time period. It resulted in an album with Gil Evans titled Sketches of Spain. Sure, he and Trane talked about all different things in music, and he turned Trane on to some of the music he was listening to. And it utilizes an Afro 6/8 beat with a jazz 3/4 rhythm. That's what Ali calls it. So if it's not understanding, Phil is going to be mad at somebody. Call Ali. Don't send me an email. Send the email to Ali. This is the first time that we've ever all arranged. 6 of us said, let's all arrange it. So we started off with an email that was somewhat coherent, a chain, and then after the first or second, we realized that let's not waste our time trying to be coherent. We just work it out in rehearsal. So Ted has arranged the first section, and that's first horns that you're gonna hear. Vincent's always hard with a lot of mutes and stuff that it's very easy to mess up if you're not concentrating. Then Walter comes in with something very lyrical that we play. Then there's piano solo. I'm just taking you through it so you can know kind of where you are. Then Ali's has very obtuse lines that are a little challenge. And then, let's see, after Ali, then Vic has a kind of shout chorus. That's where we're going to be loudest, and all of us are playing different stuff. He put the brass in 4 against the 3, but he left 2 beats out, of course, so it'd be almost impossible for us to play our parts. And then mine is the end. You know where to end because the clarinets are going to come out. When you see everybody with clarinet in their hand, we're almost finished. Now, to help us with this, we have a young man who studied with the great Steve Kirby at the University of Manitoba in Winnipeg. So he has the right pedigree. And whenever you see 2 bassists on a stage, you know it means you're going to be here for a little while. So sit back. Don't be in a hurry. If it's your bedtime, pull out one of those coffee drops or something. Mr. Carl Kohut is going to come help us on the bass. This is entitled Olé, John Coltrane. Carl Kohut, Carlos Enriquez. Our Rangers, Ted Nash, Vincent Gardner, Victor Goins, Walter Blanding, Ali Jackson, and the rest of us. Elliot Mason on the trombone. Now we'd like to conclude with the closing track on Jambo Caribe. This was composed by Kenny Barron, and it's a good up-tempo piece, good hard swinging number, the kind that we always ask Sherman to arrange, because he's gonna always get somebody. One of these sections is gonna have something to burn some midnight oil on, and he did it to his own section this time. That's the first thing out of Vince's mouth when we rehearsed it. He said, he got y'all this time. He normally spares them and gets us. This is entitled Trinidad Goodbye, Sherman Irby arrangement. Sherman Irby. Sherman Irby. Walter Blanding. Ali Jackson. Tanya Darby. Tanya Darby. Kenny Rampton. Marcus Printup. Elliot Mason. Vincent Gardner. Chris Crenshaw. Victor Goins. Ted Nash. Paul Netzella. Dan Nimmer. Carlos Enriquez. Bobby Allende. Carl Kohut. Joe Temperley. We are your Jazz at Lincoln Center Orchestra. Thank you very, very much for coming out here tonight to the House of Swing. Thank you for making it happen. We look forward to seeing you again. We hope you've had an enjoyable evening. Take care and have a good night. Thank you.